We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a dear heritage, bias and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh, yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home. I
reminisce way back 1967. Death toll and the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the place dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of a hero's blood. Abagana Zobuni wave was stronger than flood, but the juke was too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. I see the rising sun from Africa. Oh, this is sign of victory. Oh, yeah. I see future in Africa. Oh yeah, people of Biafra. See light shining on the world. Oh yeah.
What's that matter? We're not fighting each other. We know where we're going. We're going to get Biafra. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. I can assure you. If Biafra is fighting for you, no one will touch your property. If you're fighting alone, you're bound to lose it. So Biafra is the best. We will become the 16th member country of ECOWAS. If Nigeria doesn't release those properties, then we'll take them to court and we'll get them back. Even twice the value. The Jews had investments all over the world. Most of the priceless artifacts and paintings belonged to many families in Germany. It was stolen by the Nazi Party. Do you know that? Eventually they got everything back with compensation on top of it. That's what we're going to do. If you touch our investments, we'll come back for you. And we'll know where we can get it from. So there is nothing for anyone to worry about. It's only if I'm not stopping you from being a Nigerian, if you are born on the streets of Lagos and you want to be a Lagosian and your name is Adamma, oh, well and good. There's no problem.
Onye si na agata anya ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fe arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị mgbe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wepụ ndị nwe anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe emilere Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe ruo ememiri Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero ka ọ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị bi obi ka o wee taa akọkọ igiri ụtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ nwa bụ ekelere n'igwe n'ụwa nwunye ọbụla kere gị n'oge mmalite n'oge ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị kwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akpọ na ogbu gị na-anọgide ebe mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Welcome. Thank you for joining us once again this evening, wherever you are joining from. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this program. Please like and share the program on your platform. Share to family and friends, share to your neighbor. Share the program to everyone that is close to you. It is very important that you invite somebody. Don't watch the program alone. Do not watch alone. Remember, we are here to create awareness. In this time of awareness, every one of us have a role to play. It is not just about me. It's not just about you. Not just about Mazi Simon or Mazi Nandekano. Every one of us have a role to play. Mazi Nandekano and Mazi Simon Ekpa have raised the flag. It is left for us to hold that flag and make sure it doesn't fall. They have lifted the flag. It is left for us to hold their hand and make sure that the flag doesn't fall. Wherever you are watching this program, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okikabia to please do not be discouraged. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, don't be discouraged. It is very clear that one Nigeria is a trap. It is a trap, and many people have fallen into it. That is why this evening we are coming. You know, our evening program is to bring updates that comes from their own conventional media to expose the evil in Nigeria and make people understand that truly, truly, Nigeria is gone. When you look at the topic I chose, he said, one Nigeria is a trap, hidden danger, tribal hates, and why referendum is the only escape. It is very clear and plain. I'm not going to speak much. I'm not going to take much of your time. But going straight to the topic on discussion, when you look at that topic, one Nigeria is a trap. Is one Nigeria not a trap? Ask yourself. Is one Nigeria not a trap? It is a trap. And many of us have fallen into that trap. Every indigenous tribe has fallen into that trap, and some of them have lost their mind. The only people that still have some consciousness is the Biafran people. The Biafran people have a consciousness that have been created. It was Mazen Nandekano that used cane and flogged us. Today, our eyes is open, and we are not ready to blink, not even an inch. If you are a genuine Biafran, you don't need anybody to preach to you. You don't need anybody to tell you. One Nigeria is a trap, and many people have fallen into it. It has expired long time ago. But the criminal politicians continue to deceive you every day for more than 60 years. The only project Nigeria has is unity, 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 unity. That is the deception. But I want to tell you that Nigeria was not created to be united. Unity is not part of the agenda of those that own Nigeria. Nigeria is working the way they want it to work. Chaos, division, distrust, debt, and extortion of your mineral resources. That was the original agenda of those that created Nigeria. And it is working the way they want it to work. The only people that continue to cry and complain, oh, this and that, it is you and I, the innocent indigenous people. And some of them are ignorant. They think that they can do something to grieve unity, like some people who are calling for revolution. Our brother Shore, I appreciate him for what he's doing. He's doing his own part. But revolution can never happen in Nigeria. Because the master plan has been drawn already. Disunity. You can imagine a Yoruba man engaging into revolution with an Igbo man, or a Hausa man joining Igbo man for revolution. Keep dreaming. Look at the self-determination that we said, fight for yourself, we fight ourselves. Ududua, they could not even hold it today. Today, what is his name? What is his name? The Yoruba warlord, what is that his name? Today, he had joined politics. Igbowo, Sunday Igbowo, is now the chief supporter of Tinubu. When we say Nigeria is irredeemable, that is an example of it. And this is why so many people do not trust each other. We don't trust each other because the system have already put people in place, have bought people. And many people are in that trap. You don't know who to trust. Not just the Yoruba, including our Igbo people. You don't even know who to trust. Including Igbo people. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who to trust. Wherever you are. Every one of us must continue to apply our common sense. I see somebody that is writing there. Is it Ikechukwu? Ikechukwu, you wrote on the comment section, you said Simon did referendum through Google and US Congress have approved it, but you have disciple is asking for another. Please, Check well who you are following. Ikechukwu, it means you are ignorant. You are part of the ignorant people. Ikechukwu, you see, that is why I tell people, before you come to my platform to type or write, make sure you have some common sense. It is obvious that you that call yourself Ikechukwu, you have no common sense with you. Do you know what it means to say that referendum has been approved? Do you know what that means? But some of you, because you want to hear what will make you happy. You want to you like people that deceive you and tell you something that is impossible. That is why you will come to my platform and you will write nonsense. People like you now, if I give you link to come in now, let us debate this, you cannot. You cannot. Do you know what we conducted? Go and read what we conducted. It was self-referendum. Self-referendum. Because illiterates like you does not know the difference between this referendum and self-referendum. What we conducted was a self-referendum. Adopting that self-referendum is not compulsory, and no country in this world has adopted it. In as much as some organizations recognize it, there is no country in the world that will adopt self-referendum. They will not. The reason Mazi Simon Ekpa conducted that was to give an evidence to the world about the support that Biafrans have for their freedom. The importance of that self-referendum was to trigger the world and Nigerian government that if they do not believe in what we have done, they should do that. It was to force them to conduct their own. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been asking for referendum for more than a decade. They refused. They said it's not in their constitution. What we conducted is called self-referendum. I know people like you, dumb people like you, we never know. You want me to speak it in your language, in Igbo, so that you can understand. Self-referendum, you conducted it for yourself, by yourself, for yourself. And there is nobody no country in this world that have approved it. No country will adopt it. Before any referendum can be conducted, the international communities will be there. The real referendum, they will be there to conduct it. They will be present. They will have delegates to conduct it. And after they have conducted that referendum, the result will come out. What we conducted was not the referendum. We conducted self-referendum, self. It was for our own benefit to show the world the preparedness of the Biafran people. That was the aim of that referendum, self-referendum. To show the world the preparedness of the Biafran people. That was why Mazi Simon Ekpa did that. Because some of you clowns, some of you idiots don't even listen to the message of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Go and listen to the broadcast Mazi Simon Ekpa made before that referendum. Go and listen to the message. Go and listen to the message of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Every time, Mazi Simon Ekpa have always said that if they want to adopt our self-referendum, they can adopt it. If they refuse, they can conduct their own, which we and them will be there to monitor. You think you just come online to say anything to make people happy. Oh, we have been recognized. Oh, we have this one accepted. I am not here for that kind of nonsense message. My message is pure and raw. I tell you the truth. The truth, something that is obtainable. That's what I tell you. Take it to anywhere. Something that you can see. That is touch. Because some of you, you have eyes, but you are blind. You have eye, but yet you are blind. But you are too quick to come and type in my platform. You come and type. You come and type. You can't even come out now to defend what you are writing. Come here, click link and come in. You will not. What the Biafran people conducted is called self-referendum. Self. We did it for ourselves. To show the world our preparedness and the support the Biafran government has. That was the reason Mazi Simon Ekpa did that. the approval. But when you talk about, I don't know where you people are getting this nonsense you are writing. I don't know where you get it from. That the US Congress have approved. Where did the US Congress approve your referendum? Where? Who told you that the US Congress approved? I don't know where you get your nonsense information from. You think that the US Congress is on online platform. Everything the US Congress approve, you will see it. It is a national news. It is the national news. It's not a secret. When you see the US Congress talking about the genocide of the Christians in Nigeria, is it a secret? You see the debates, the Congress holding debates on that genocide. And you come boldly, you just come to my platform and type, US Congress have approved a referendum. I don't know where you people are getting the. When you get information, you can't even apply your common sense. Including as I'm talking, anything you hear from me, go and verify it. Don't just take it and run. But some of you idiots, simply because you are myopic, and that is why I call some of you sheepish followers. When I say it, people, many of you get angry. That is why I call you sheepish followers. Whether you are following me or you're following someone else, don't be a sheepish follower. When somebody tells you something, go and verify. Know the fact and figures. Go with fact and figures. We conducted self-referendum. And the purpose of the self-referendum was to show the world the preparedness of Biafra, the support the Biafran government has by his people. It is not an approval, and nobody approved it. Only one organization that recognized it. The African organization of Imagine OIC, so Imagine countries. Organization of Imagine countries. They were the only one that recognized it. Which man, Simon Ekpa himself, was around when that recognition came. He spoke about it. No country of this world or any Congress recognize self-referendum that we have conducted. They cannot. You think you think to get a country is a family meeting. You think it's a mushroom discussion. It is not done in secret. Look at the genocide of Nigeria that I discussed, the genocide of Christian Nigeria that I discussed. You see how the debate is going in Congress. You see the massive debate, even with the death of the people even with them coming on the ground to investigate and see things, yet you see the debate going on. You think to get a country is a mushroom discussion. I don't know the level of people that come into this Biafra issue that come out. This is why people laugh at us. This is why some people laugh at us, they call us online country. It is because of people like you. That is why they call us online country. Because you come out, you say something that a sensible and reasonable person cannot say. An educated person cannot say. It is a shame. It is a shame, a very big shame. What we conducted was a self-referendum to show our preparedness and readiness to go home and have our country. It is left for Nigerian government to adopt it or not adopt it. If they decide to approve it, even letters we are written for Nigerian government, Mazi Simon even sent a notice to them. Is either they accept our self-referendum or they conduct theirs, which we are going to be there with the international community to monitor. Go and listen to the message of Mazi Simon Ekpa. He said it on his message. Mazi Simon spoke about it. He said it, that they can conduct theirs. If they choose not to adopt us, and they have not adopted our self-referendum. So when you come and throw a blanket of, the Congress of the US, which Congress of the US? Which Congress are you talking about? Do you know what Congress of the US is made of? Do you know what Congress of the US is made up of? It is a shame that some of you just jump in. You see somebody talking about Biafra. You think you can just come and write anything. You think you can just come and write anything. Something you don't know, go and verify. Ask sensible questions. When somebody tells you, including myself, when I tell you something you don't understand it, ask question. Verify. Go and make research by yourself. Not because somebody on a camera and tell you something, you just carry it and run. And you idiotically go to platforms and begin to disgrace yourself. That's why many people look at us as people who are unintelligent. They call us an online country. Because of individuals like this. Look at what nonsense is writing on my platform. Look at the nonsense you are writing. Do you think I'm following anybody? Do you think I am not following anybody? And I have said it thousand times. I'm not following anybody. I am not in any group. I am only following the structure of Biafra that trickle down all the way from Mazin Nandi Ukukano to Mazin Simon Eba. That is what I follow. I don't follow any idiot anywhere. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you feed. You are not feeding me. And you can't push me or tell me what to say or what to do. I am following the structure of realization of Biafra. That is what I follow. Which myself have investigated that I know it. You say, please check well who you are following. I am following the structure of Biafra. No human being. That is why the only project I have in my platform is the release of Mazen Nandekan and Mazen Simon Eba to actualize Biafra. That is the only project I have here. I am not part of those your fraud and those your scam and those your idiotic movements where you try to make people happy when there is nothing going on. I'm not part of that. I'm not here to deceive anybody. I tell you what is obtainable in the ground. If you want recognition, Mazen Simon and Mazen Nandekan must be out. You want complete total control of our land, Mazen Simon and Mazen Nandekan must be around. You want unity, Mazen Simon and Mazen Nandekan must be around. Anything short of that, you are deceiving yourself. You can make yourself happy if you choose to. Continue to tell yourself stories that will make you happy. Tell yourself stories that make you happy. It's okay. Go ahead, encourage yourself. But does that change the truth on the ground? It doesn't change the truth on the ground. Make yourself happy. Give yourself title, call yourself anything, say anything, but does it change the truth from being what it is? The truth remains the truth. The reality on the ground remains the reality on the ground. And you think that the world you think that the world is listening to you because of propaganda, blackmail, and unnecessary lies. Nobody's going to pay attention to you based on that. And I hope you will learn. If you are still here listening, because I know some of you come and write nonsense and you run. You come and write and you run. You can't even stand to face and defend what you have written. You cannot. But if you are still there, I hope you have learned your lesson. I pray that Chukwu Kabiam will help us all. This is the problem we have faced in the zoo. Being part of the zoological republic. This is what the result. This is the one Nigeria we're talking about. The trap. This is the kind of brain that is trapped. So many brains are trapped in the zoological republic. So many brains are trapped. People don't know their left and right again. They can't even add 1 + 1. It is about my friend, my brother, my sister, my uncle, my fellow woman, my fellow man, my townsman. You cannot have your own word and define the mission for yourself. You cannot. For some of you, it is just about group. For so many of you, it is about group. About group and group. I am not in any group. I am not in any party. Neither am I in any. What I am standing for is Biafra. Whatever that is to be done to make sure Biafra comes, I speak about it. I pursue it. The truth and nothing but the truth, not propaganda. I'm not part of it. I'm not part of the propaganda machine, nor your saga or your whatever. I'm not part of it. And my platform is not meant for everybody. This platform is not for everybody. Once you come into the platform, if the message resonates with you, you remain. If it doesn't resonate with you, you walk away. You walk. It is not to draw crowd. I'm not here to draw crowd or to please anybody. No. What I'm here is to deliver the message raw, the way it is. Take it or leave it. I deliver the message raw. I'm not part of those your deceit, and I will not be part of it. So the hidden danger, the tribal hate, why referendum is the only escape. Referendum remains the only escape. Mazen Nandekan had been calling for referendum for a very long time. They didn't pay attention. It was because of their not paying attention, claiming that the referendum, Mazen Samonaka have to go extra mile to conduct self-referendum. And after that referendum, he made a broadcast and said, it is either they adopt it or they conduct theirs. That self-referendum was a tactic. It was a tactic to awaken them, to show the world things, because it's not just about claiming. It's just not about talking, oh, Biafrans, 1 million Biafrans support Biafra. Many Biafrans support Biafra. This also support Biafra. Someone has to prove it. It is proof, evidence. Everything is by evidence. For us to show them the evidence that Biafrans have the support, that the government have the support, that self-referendum was conducted as an evidence to the world that the Biafrans are willing and ready to go home. Our land is still under occupation by Nigeria till today. Up to this minute as I'm speaking, Nigeria is in charge of Biafran territory. And there is no country in the world that will listen to you. Nigeria remains a sovereign country under United Nations. A sovereign country. So, if any referendum is going to be conducted, they have to, it's either they adopt the one we have conducted or they conduct theirs, which we are going to join and monitor. Even Mazi Samuel said it. But today, some of you, ignorantly, that just joined the story yesterday, that they are not even listening to anything, just because people are talking, you talk. You come out and you spill rubbish. I pray that Chukwu Okabia will help all of us. Referendum remains the escaping route for every one of us. For everybody. And it is not just for the Biafrans. Even the Yorubas, the Middle Belt. Once Biafra is free, they will also be free. They will also be free. Nigeria is not a place for anybody to dwell. It's not a place for anybody to live. It has expired. Long before now, Nigeria has expired. Nigeria has expired long before now. The criminals only continue to pretend that there is something called Nigeria in order to extort people. But we will not allow that. That is why we will continue to demand for our freedom. Demand for a peaceful disintegration of the Zulu Republic. Self-determination is not a call for war. A call for referendum or a call for self-determination is not a call for war. This is the most democratic way to solve critical issues like the one you have in Nigeria. But they will not listen. It is already clear that the revolution cannot happen. I appreciate our brother Showore, who is doing everything he can to see if he can change the status quo, but nothing changes. Look at what is happening to our brother B-Lord today. Look at what they are doing to B-Lord. The idiot that called himself a very dark man. finally have shown. I have been saying it that that guy is working for the government, but some of you here are even supporting him. So many of you are supporting him. We have been saying it. He is working with the government. You see how what he did to be Lord in connection with the government. You see what is going on. And today, Showore also went to visit B Lord. And I want to share the video of Showore, what he said and what transpired in his visit to B Lord today. So it is important also that we know what is happening to our brother, because injury against one is injury against all, no matter what happens. The only problem is that most of them, when we talk about Biafra, they feel that it doesn't concern them. But at the end of the day, it concerns you, because every one of us will feel the heat. Before I play that video, okay, let's just listen to Showore on his visit to Bilod today. What transpired?
Is everybody ready? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have just met with Pilot, who's been in, well, they said we should call it correctional center whenever we talk to the folks. And it's unbelievable how much of a high spirit this guy is. But we were feeling bad that he was better than us, because we went there feeling bad for him. Only to find this guy like this high spirit, we were expecting this fall. And he says we should have a large community of persecuted people, so who are also ensuring that nobody is persecuted or harassed or oppressed in our lifetime. And Jane, thank you so much for coming. The media people who are behind the cameras here. So that's what we have to tell you. But we also found out that there are some political undertones involved as well. Apparently, he made a video saying he will never join City Boys. The guys who are supporting the call City Boys, who are people that are many people they pursue them go join City Boys. So he said that because of that, they gave him the impression that yes, you take your wives. So there's also a political undertone now, we found out. But all of it will be resolved in the interest of justice as soon as possible. So that's the submission I have to tell you and have to make to you. Is there any one of you who might want to add anything from the team before they ask questions? If you have any questions for us. I said something. I said something yesterday. I don't know whether you know. I support any form of protest against any form of regularity. This is what we've been doing and saying to them that you cannot get the results we want without protests. And they used to mock us that activists cannot be good leaders. Now, the people who want to be leaders want to become activists first so that people can trust them. Because they know that people that are trusted are genuine activists. So I'm glad we welcome them to the activist community and we hope they will stay longer than this. The only reason of criticism I have of them is that some of the problems we have now, they are the ones who created it when they had the opportunity. See, we're having a conversation inside the prison here. Uh, what is the former minister of internal affairs, Arebe Shola? They said he didn't promote them for 9 years. Some of them were sent to them. And these are people who are protesting now. So, but I want is to ensure that everybody is doing what it is. What I want to encourage them to do is that they should not become activists only when it affects them directly. Let them also be activists for other causes. But this one, people will look at it and say, as if they didn't touch them now, they will not leave political protest. So that's my position. I support them. In fact, I share their flyer this morning on my Facebook. That people should join. And we sent people to join them. Some of our colleagues went to join them. No, I wasn't going to join them because I was not invited to join them. I'm not in opposition for opposition's sake. I'm opposed to everything that is wrong with Nigeria, including what the opposition people were doing when they were not in opposition. So mine is a principled opposition. Their role is opposition for election and convenience. The moment the election is over now, Atiku will go back to Dubai, which is where he's in permanently, and you see them again. But you know, I protest every day, even on their behalf. So, that's how why. Also, it has collapsed. Yeah, it has collapsed in 10 months. So those of you who are saying that Wike is Mr. Magic, he has done the magic again. 30 billion naira, just like that. Just like that, just like that, just like that, just like that. That's what Fela used to say. You know, these are people who are bereft of ideas, they are thieves. Wike came to steal land in Abuja, not to build Abuja. And that is what he has achieved. He wasn't interested in building Abuja. That's why they built. If he won't brought his contractors, that means that when they were building the place, they probably didn't have quantity surveyors, they didn't do any due diligence, they didn't do quality assurance. They just started building, some mud, some fake cement, they mix everything together. Because his interest is not to build Abuja, it's to loot Nigeria with his principal, Tinubu. So is it the owner of the land that puts bomb underneath it or he used to do? People is confused, and this is the outcome of too much consumption of alcohol. How do you arrest the owner of the land? How is the owner of the land responsible for the collapse of the land? Is the one that should have been arrested for the collapse of the building. And I hope nobody died there because if anybody died there, it's also liable for their deaths. He should be under arrest as we speak. I would have expected that he would be coming to this prison by now. Yes. That's election money. They're not pumping any money into any electricity. When the regime started, we told you that they have it's an incompetent regime with competent ministers. And I don't know what has happened to electricity, but I'm aware that there's no electricity in the country better anymore. So they probably did that with the intention of provoking the infusion of 3 trillion naira that will go to their people and ultimately what they want to use to bribe voters for the election. This is national theft, it's a haste of national resources. It's terrible. And the earlier Nigerians rise up again, I keep saying this, the earlier you rise up against these guys, better for all of us and all of you. I'm serious.
So I'll speak now. A few points that just discussed about
I'm not the next thing.
let's do this on opposition party and that they also
You
stabilize
know,
the
that's straight to you that at the end of the day, the only party that might remain the same is, and it is because we fought our battles very well. And I'm not in any way telling you that they won't come after us, because I'm sure they have a plan also for it. But when they come, we are back to times. We're always ready. When they come, we'll fight them like never fought before. So, but we have been telling you that they will destabilize us because they want a one party state. And the only party that you can trust is that's the only trustworthy party today that can take you to the promised land. African Action Conference. Register now before it is too late. Join the party and go through the classes. You can't just join the party and pick up nomination. We don't sell nomination. We have to go through classes. You have to share your own rules, share your skin, and understand that it's an ideological party that has a socialist policy. Yes, you have to accept us, you have to accept righteousness into your lives and be born again. But there are some born again Christians that we have that still have to go to the Holy Ghost training. So you can't just come and say you're born again and be speaking in tongues. No, it's speaking in tongues. You must bet with it. The betting is rigorous. Let them arrest her first. And we'll take it from there. But the CEO was somebody I once got out of detention as well. So what we are saying, and this is to tell that person who is asking the question, I'm not here because Bilog was arrested. No. I'm here because Bilog is being oppressed. Because due process was not followed. You wanna, you know, yes, if you care, you can go and join issues with him. My issue is that in this country, we have the right to protect everybody, to live freely in the country, to not be oppressed, for the law not to be used against anyone, for judges not to connive with police and prison officers to jail somebody in a way that is unnecessary for a matter that's plainly civil, and then drive behind the prison truck to the place and mock the person. It's not done. Let's just tell ourselves the truth. I would never do that to mock. I would love to drive behind the prison truck that brought Malami to prison, but I won't do it because it's improper. In fact, it's unsafe. What if they kill him on the way inside the prison vehicle? What are you going to do? And we told that much to the prison people that's also a violation of the prison, prisoners transportation code because there's supposed to be a backup vehicle. So that's it. That's the point. Thank you, everyone. Yes. Yeah.
We just concluded a prison visitation. Part of the members of the legal team trying to ensure that justice is done in this case. We are working in concert with Ezika SAN and Mr. Barrister Chikwelwe and other interested lawyers who are doing everything within their powers to ensure that justice is done in this case. Like Baba has already transmitted, below is very grateful to everybody who is lending their voice to this issue. But our stance is very clear that state institution and apparatus are not meant to used to satisfy personal grudges and personal vendetta. And if anybody is excited and jubilating over the incarceration of any Nigerian using the institutions that are meant to protect the life and the citizens of the Nigerian people, that goes to show that you are celebrating the corruption in the system, and there's no other way to color it or paint it. And what bothers me so much as a lawyer is that people continue to engage the judiciary to do these kind of things. It will undermine the integrity and the confidence that the Nigerian people can repose in the judiciary over time. As it is now, many Nigerians have lost confidence in the institution, and this further deepens the lack of trust that Nigerians would have in the court. And so, at any day or time, we cannot encourage this. And so, when people have said that it is the office of the Inspector General of Police that is prosecuting, as much as that is true, that is the procedure and that is the law, that if anybody intends to institute a criminal action, it's still the state and the police that will prosecute, or other agencies that will prosecute, that is undertaking the mandate of the law, the dictates of the law. That is what it's supposed to be. But what we are witnessing is like the state institution undertaking the mandate of individuals, and that's what we are vehemently opposed to. That the IGP is not in position to undertake the mandate of anybody, and the fact that the complainant and some other persons are jubilating over the incarceration of Mr. Bilod is suggestive of the fact that the IGP has lended its office to them to use to incarcerate, to oppress Mr. Bilod. And that is what we are again. No argument can justify this action, because even the people that we have been fighting for, it the same offices that prosecuted them, and we stood against the use of the office of the police and other agencies to prosecute personal vendetta. What has changed in this case? No amount of coloration can change the fact that what we have continuously fought for is still what we are fighting for. So this is not about Bilod or Very Dark Man or anybody. It's about the ideals that we hold. And if our ideals and ideas can change as the wind blows or those forth and back, it means that our ideals are not strong enough. It is because of the strength of the ideology that we have that we are here. That whether it is Very Dark Man that was arrested, incarcerated unjustly, Mr. Shore will be here, we will be here. If it is Bilod today, we are here and will continue to be here. If it is any of you or any Nigerian that we have, even if it's the IGP that is unlawfully incarcerated, then we would continuously be here. And finally, when we talk about this unlawful incarceration, some lawyers may be tempted to be legalist and technical and say, was it not the court who sent him here? No, the essence of bail, as enshrined in the Administration of Criminal Justice Act and other laws that we have, is that give respect to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that gives Nigerians the right to personal liberty, that they are presumed to be innocent. And insofar as the person is presumed to be innocent, there are certain rights the person must enjoy, the right to liberty. Now, if you have incarcerated somebody for 26 days or thereabout, then if the person is found not to be guilty, have you not unjustly suffered the person? So the essence of bail is that grant this person the opportunity to defend himself, assess his lawyers, his family, so that he'll be in the right frame of mind, and then give him to ensure that he can, insofar as you can ensure that the person will come to court when you call him, grant him bail. So this cannot be justified under any guise, and that's the final thing I'll say concerning this. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Papa Shore.
I think I've said it all. And the thing there is that this matter has a subject matter that is having two flavors. Okay? It has the criminal flavor and it has the civil flavor. Of course, it is a non-violent allegation. The allegation that has been put forward in all the charges are all allegations that have civil and criminal flavor. Simple and short. The nominal complainant has always preached that towing the civil route in all matters that has civil flavor is the best way to go. This is double standard, and we are saying no matter who is involved, we don't care what happened or what might have happened, the banter back and front that might have happened between parties. That is not our business. We don't care as to what has happened, whether there was an online throwing of punches. Of course, this is personal, and we expected it to be treated in a civil way and not criminalizing it. So that is what we're saying, and we are going to explore the judicial means. Of course, we trust in the judicial process that we are going to apply judicial means in court to ensure that this matter is justified at the end of the day. Thank you.
Mostly standing up and raising voices. And also has the message, reinforcing what he said day before yesterday, that Nigerians should come, yes, high spirit, that he's not in any way begging anybody. He's not. He emphasized, reaffirmed that he's not begging anybody. And what we are here for is that simple. We want justice, we want the principles of law. We are principled people, and it doesn't matter who's involved, our friends, our enemies. We stand for justice and Nigeria will be free. Revolution now. Thank you.
Let them arrest her first. We'll take it from there. But Blessing CEO was somebody I once got out of detention as well. So what we are saying, and this is to tell that person who is asking the question, I'm not here because Bilod was arrested. No. I'm here because Bilod is being oppressed. Because due process was not followed. Because they went through the back door to do this. Otherwise, I don't know who Bilod is. Did you guys remember when we walked in? What did he say? He said, "It's nice to meet you." I said, "I'm pleased to meet you for the first time." I don't know him. And if this is done, I won't ask after him again. That's the truth. Maybe until he gets into another trouble. There are a lot of people that I released, I helped to release. They are even abusing me. People like Ejele, you know. It's even King, who is supposed to come here with us. They have a right to practice their trades. Anyhow, if I finish releasing you and before I leave the place, you start as you insult, it doesn't matter. You know, that is why I was telling you guys that I have intervened on behalf of Very Dark Man twice. And I never asked him after that where he slept. It's not important. And contrary to what some of you feel, I'm not upset that he's insult. I don't care whether he insults me or not. That's not the problem. You know? Yes, if you care, you can go and join issues with him. My issue is that in this country, we have the right to protect everybody, to live freely in the country, to not be oppressed, for the law not to be used against anyone, for judges not to connive with police and prison officers to jail somebody in a way that is unnecessary for a matter that's plainly civil, and then drive behind the prison truck to the place and mock the person. It's not done. Let's just tell ourselves the truth. You know, I would never do that to mock. I would love to drive behind the prison truck that brought Malami to prison, but I won't do it because it's improper. In fact, it's unsafe. What if they kill him on the way inside the prison vehicle? What are you going to do? And we told that much to the prison people. That's also a violation of the prisoners transportation code. Because there's supposed to be a backup vehicle in front and back. If this was a country that I was in charge, the prison people who were driving and allowed that to happen, we have to face disciplinary issues too. Because what if they just rear-end, the vehicle and falls into a ditch? There's nobody who can survive an accident inside the prison area. I can tell you that. I've traveled in prison area before. You know, if it tumbles, you are dead. There's no question about it. It has to be by miracle that you survive. So we cannot tolerate or pretend as if that is okay because you are afraid of the person who carried it out. No. Fear is not something that governs my life because I've been, many people have said, "No, you should be afraid. This guy will finish you." The government has already finished me. If you want to finish me, no problem. But I want to live a life in which after you finish me, you don't finish another person. That's all. So that's it. That's the point. Thank you.
Yeah, now you have heard it. It was a very important message and outing on the case of Bilod. He's on a very high spirit. We have heard it. So many of you who doesn't know what's actually going on or what transpired. This will actually give you a clue of what is happening. And I still tell you that this is also attack on the Igbo people. That is why some of us Igbos that get busy on irrelevant issues, unnecessary attack, unnecessary bickering and fighting each other. We have a strong enemy ahead of us, which is the contraption called Nigeria. The greatest enemy that we should be focusing on is the contraption called Nigeria. That is the enemy that everybody should be focusing on. Because that contraption called Nigeria doesn't want you to survive the next minute. They are looking for a way to take you out. They are looking for a way to destroy you. They are looking for a way to make sure you don't exist the next minute. But unfortunately, some of us, we ignore and we pretend all is well. But I pray that Chukwukabema will touch our heart to begin to do things right. I am going to share another video. The next video I'm going to share is a video that was made by one of our brother, a militant in the River State, Asabuja. He said he's going to Enugu State to give them support to secure their land from the attack of the Fulani. You see, that is why I have asked questions several times. I say, if this Fulani attack you, who will defend you? You and I know that when the Liberation Army were there, they were the one protecting Uzuwani. When Mazi Samarak was here, the Liberation Army fought so much to save people of Uzuwani. Mazi Nnamdi did the same thing. But today, nobody to fight for them. Nobody to fight for anybody in the Southeast today. We don't have any force anymore. We are on our own. So this is our brother Asabuja. He has his own squad, a militant squad. He is going to Enugu State, Uzuwani, to help them defend their land. Now, is that not enough to tell you that our land has no defense? I said it in one of my videos that if you come to the military, to the people they call Niger Delta, they have the militant there to protect them. If you come to Southwest, they have Omoteku to protect them. You come to the North, they have their own Hizbah and their terrorists that is defending them. But when they come to Biafra land, who is defending us? Nobody. We used to have the ESN. The ESN was dissolved after contamination, and we created the Liberation Army. Today, our own people betrayed the Liberation Army. Our own people fought the Liberation Army today. And today, the Liberation Army have been scattered, camps destroyed. And today, we are on our own, very vulnerable. That is why the Nigerian government is now trying to conduct operation in Biafra land. They are conducting operation in Biafra land. Meanwhile, in Uzuwani, people are losing life there. Nobody to speak on their behalf. That is why this our brother, Asabuja, has taken it on his own. I want you to listen to his message. It's very important. This message will also, if you will know, if you have sense, this message will also let you know that we are not in charge in our land. That we have no defense anywhere. We have no defense anywhere in our land. Because when we had the Liberation Army operating fully, they were the one who goes in all the places, but they don't go to defend. But today, you can imagine, this our brother is volunteering himself to go and help them over there. I want you to hear his message. It's a very important message that can open your eye if you want to know. You know. If you don't want to know, for you.
The apples of the children, the beginning of the seller. And I see how Fulani no allow the north to rest. So the rest and the don't carry the state. Then they carry the north. The next thing that the Abia state. The next thing for Pakistan. We don't go greet them. As in there, you could get to stop. Because very soon, I won't go visit those who well. This is why. I won't go visit there from any state. Those who are the local government chairman. And they come see on. I won't come visit on. Because they say, then this is the key for you. Where do you like those who one. So my boy, they cry. Say this, they will bury his own brother next week. From January to the night, they don't bury more than 20 something. It don't go well now. Why Fulani need to kill us? We will not go kill back. In bad government, I don't tell all you everybody wake up. If Fulani kill, don't I kill back? Don't be hiding. If you Fulani shoot, you shoot back. If Fulani open fire, you open fire back. Not be there people they buy guns for them. Not be the people they buy tools for them. Southeast make una wake up. These three are not too much. The North people, North make una wake up. When Fulani kill, una kill back. When Fulani shoot, una shoot back. General Sabuja says so. I'm also of the Churubi. Person living die 2 times. Once, I carry death for pocket the waka. No. I carry death for pocket the waka. See, the name is the honorable member of politics. Our president of politics, innocent. Honorable member politician no send for the killing. So as they no send for the killing, youth masses wake up. The law of Moses. When they kill back. When they attack back. Make una wake up. Southeast wake up. Youth protect your community. Defend your community. Hunters wake up. Vigilante in community wake up. Make una know the Fulani will come, they kill, they go, they kill. And the government today they do everything. And I hear when the DSS talk, I say, make everybody, director of DSS said, everybody do what you protect yourself. Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, say, everybody do what you protect yourself. You go there, Fulani come kill, they go. See, if you dare they come kill you, nothing government will do. Politician, nothing they will do. See the one where they kill every day for North, for Johnson, Plateau State, Zamfara, Niger, everywhere, anything happen. Nothing happens here. Now, one of my soldiers, one of my boys in Enugu State, a guy come meet me. So that community, I will solve the children won't visit that community. We will go kiss with Fulani. We will go romance with Fulani. It is my hobby to visit them. It is my duty to visit. Listen, anybody will go fire, move back from them. Anybody will blow you, blow back. And then they hide them. I am the activist. I'm the warlord. I'm the freedom fighter. Just like my brother and my friend Nnamdi Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na freedom fighter. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na warlord. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na. I don't know how to class Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know how to place them. Igbo people make on a day betray Nnamdi Kanu. Make on a day betray him. Now soldiers they plan to come shoot, come kill the whole IPOB, come kill Biafra. But go for not. Fulani Davis they kill, nothing they happen. Fulani Davis they buy people, nothing they happen. Now they don't form another squad or another team. They won't come do it. Come Southeast. They won't come the whole East. You don't go well now. They won't come kill youth in the name of IPOB. If you can't have they do it in IPOB. If they do birthday party in Biafra. If they do small party now, you do get together and they find one make give up. Bad government. But busy, not. Fulani they busy every day by day. See, both the one with camera they show. The one with camera they show plenty pass. The one where they don't do video for not plenty pass. Forget that one where they see video, Both of the one where you don't see video. Ask people for not. Ask people inside the rural area for not. When camera they show, video they show. And our people don't all this, nothing they happen. Our honorable they busy. Now money they need. They send our soldiers, let them go die for nothing. How much will the salary of our soldiers? 100 something thousand a soldier. A soldier, where they buy uniform for himself, buy clothes, everything for himself. They pay school fees, salary for his children. They pay school fees, everything, clothes for 100 something. When they risk in life, they protect life and property. Salary na 100 something thousand. See our uniform people, how much is their salary? Or I need to see this thing. But I don't want to come. Just say this is the buy uniform people. The worst part, they say they need more soldiers. They need more soldiers. And the FSS plenty they wait. Why not approve the FSS? Forest guard don't they wait. Why not make final statement, Mr. President, where the FSS say, where forest guard dey? On a day busy carrots do politics, carrots do gambling, arrange government. Wayo government, party government, I will see for Nigeria. Now na politics. Now on your mandate to stand. Make on your mandate kill on Nigeria. Make on your mandate kill you there. You will come say on your mandate to stand. Stand there for poverty or hardship or price will go high. How much is the sell and fuel? How much is all this rice and all this priority? How much? Transport, how much? On your mandate to stand. On your mandate to walk on here. See, my Southeast people, they make me vex. They make me vex. Too full. When they give you small appointment to change, small contract to change, small change, period to change. You go betray your people for chicken change, for rabbit change. Betrayer. Now I don't enter Niger Delta, see all of them. Sitting boy, some people for Niger Delta. We don't start. They carry vigilante give us for pipeline. We'll be watching that and watching it for pipeline. And the oil, and then they sort out. The oil, and then they jump. How many Niger Delta get on you well? How many Niger Delta get on you block? No one. They carry watching that and watching it. Make we kill ourselves, make we fight. And if you use no one leg, say this will set us up, make we kill ourselves. Now they won't shoot for Biafra land. They won't shoot for Southeast. They'll give them Biafra. Give them IPO, find them, call them. So that they visit the kilo, they don't go find them. They don't go enter this and go feed them.
You overhear this? That is a raw message. And this man has volunteered himself to go to Enugu State, Uzo to fight and defend that area. Because we have nobody to defend them. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not around. Mazi Simon Ekpa is not around. Nobody. So my brother, thank you so much as Abuja. May Chukwu Okike Abiama protect you. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to lead you. May Chukwu Okike Abiama give you the strength to fight this battle and succeed and come back with victory. I appreciate you so much. That is all I can say. While we continue to hope for the release of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the release of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Let us hear this one again from their zoological media, what they have to say, one of their interviews there.
Okay, now let's take you back to the discussion I was going to have on our top story concerning the ceasefire reached between Iran and US. Alisa Fabi is a member, is online from London, a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee of the National Council of Resistance of Iran. He is also the president of Near East Policy Research and Consulting and Policy Analysis firm. Ali, glad to have you join me.
Good to be with you, and sorry for technical difficulties with this modern day and age.
It's all right. It's all right.
To overcome.
It's all right. It happens now and then, so we understand, and I'm sure you and I understand. Well, I was just discussing with you that ceasefire has been reached just for 2 weeks, but both sides, US and Iran, are claiming victory. What do you make of it?
Well, first of all, let me say that the Iranian resistance welcomes the ceasefire and particularly the halt in the attack on civilian infrastructure of Iran, and of course the damage to civilians. And I think this provides an opportunity, and we certainly hope that it leads to an end to the conflict once and for all, because once that happens, then that would create a space for the Iranian people to do what they did back in January, to come out and vent their anger against its regime and against 47 years of brutal repression, corruption, and mismanagement, and of course interference in the affairs of foreign countries. And Mrs. Rajabi, the NCRI president-elect, they issued a message welcoming the ceasefire, and she said, of course, if there is going to be negotiations to reach a final definitive agreement, front and center of that, those talks must be the issue of human rights in Iran. As you may know, there has been a horrific spate of executions amid the war. Some 13 dissidents, including 6 members of the main Iranian opposition, the Mujahideen Khalq, have been executed, and many, many more are on death row. So it is our hope that the international community now, with the concerns about the Strait of Hormuz being alleviated, hopefully, that they turn focus on the real issue, the real war, which is between the people of Iran and the regime in Iran.
Well, several leaders have been speaking up concerning this 2-week ceasefire. Both deep core, Trump's threat against the people of Iran highly unacceptable. At the same time, Trump says Iran's 10-point agenda is a workable basis for peace negotiation. And the talk is that, well, talk about tackle, Trump had to find something to latch on before that deadline, and so he latched on this opportunity. What do you make about Pope's criticizing what Trump said, and then Trump saying that the 10-point agenda of Iran is a workable basis for peace negotiation?
Well, I think, to be honest, I think that rather than trying to criticize this or that bigger, I think the focus has to be on whether the Iranian regime is fully ready to oblige to the demands of the international community. As you may know, for 47 years, they have given the world a runaround. These talks about Iran's nuclear weapons program, its support for its proxies in the Middle East region, its ballistic missile program, have been the topic of discussion between the Europeans and the Americans for many, many years to no end. So as to whether this issue, which is not at all an easy issue, could be resolved in 2 weeks, something that hasn't been resolved in 47 years, remains to be seen, and the jury is still out. But the fact remains that the regime in Tehran must be held accountable to its words and what he says. And clearly, I think the international community, and for that matter, the United States, cannot backtrack from the original demand that there has to be zero enrichment of uranium in Iran, the handover of 450 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, and of course, stop in supporting its proxies across the Middle East, and naturally, as far as we are concerned, the Iranian people, a halt in executions and repression of the country. Remember, Iran is now in total blackout of the internet for more than 35, 36 days. That must be restored. So I think now the focus must be on the substance and what is to be achieved during these talks. And I must say, as Mr. Rajabi said at the outset of the war, that neither war nor appeasement are the solution to the Iranian crisis, but that regime change must be brought about and happen, but by relying upon the internal factor, the people of Iran and the organized resistance, which is of course quite ready, combat ready, battle tested, and obviously willing to pay the price that is needed to bring down this regime. But as long as the mullahs remain in power, in whatever form or fashion, chaos, mayhem, and the threat of nuclear arms in the region will remain.
Yeah, Ali, one can understand the fact that you're a resistance organization, but you can't talk about negotiation because you're leaning towards just Iran accepting. You can't talk about negotiation without talking about the two sides and then a give and take. So it's not a question, or it shouldn't be a question of Iran just accepting without US accepting, disagreeing to agree. So you can't talk about one side. I mean, that must be understood. That's why I think the package study, let me get that now. Okay, well, let me just take on what Vance said. Vance, he made a statement calling the ceasefire fragile. It's a fragile truce and requesting Iran to negotiate in good faith. Is he already setting stumbling blocks for failure of the talks? Negotiating in good faith should be for both sides of the divide in this conflict. Shouldn't it be?
I completely agree with you. But nevertheless, I believe that in the past 47 years, the Iranian regime has demonstrated that it has not been negotiating with good faith. Remember, in 2003, when the NCRI blew the lid off of the nuclear weapons program, which they had not declared to the world, that they engaged in negotiations with the EU3 for a long time. And while they were negotiating, they were secretly advancing the nuclear weapons program. And in fact, Hassan Rouhani, who later became president, was the chief negotiator at the time, and he said in his memoirs that we cheated the European Union when we were discussing with them. And then when the JCPOA was signed in 2015, with 5+1 negotiations, again, they continue to advance the nuclear weapons program, their warhead research and things like that. And so clearly, when you talk about two parties negotiating, the one that has at every turn breached its commitments, deceived, denied, and engaged in duplicitous discussion has been the regime in Tehran. And so I think that feet must be held to the fire. And as 6 Security Council resolutions that have not been activated say, the Iranian regime has no right to enrich uranium, doesn't need enriched uranium if it wants a peaceful nuclear program. But I think the issue, quite frankly, isn't just the nuclear program, isn't just the missile program. The Iranian problem must be viewed in a holistic fashion. Assume for a moment tomorrow the mullahs agree to completely disarm and give up the nuclear weapons program. Would the international community be satisfied? What about it increasing meddling in the countries of the region? We saw in the course of this war how they fired missiles at some of their friends in the Persian Gulf. You know, all the countries, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, and so the Iranian regime is really not a reliable partner. It has been the source of tension and may have ever been in power in Iran.
Well, you did talk there about one side beneath it. I'm sure you will bear in mind that there were talks ongoing before the US president or America launched attacks that seemed to not obey the tenets or the tenets of the negotiation. So it was not just Iran, but just to bear that in mind. But let me bring this up. You talked about uranium enrichment. That's one of the points that Iran is saying that has to be allowed. And also it says part of its 10-point ceasefire plan is to have complete control of the Strait of Hormuz. Says its army will lead a coordinated team to let ships pass through the Strait of Hormuz. In fact, there's talk that the strait has been blocked again because of what Israel is doing in Lebanon. Now, take this, and I will get to that if we have time.
Well, listen, when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz is not the property of the regime in Iran. It has been there for centuries and centuries without any problem. And now you have a rogue regime in Iran that is trying to impose it to it on the rest of the international community and taking the international community, the global market hostage. Obviously, myself, as a member of the Iranian resistance, I'm not here to defend the policies of the Western countries. It's consistent that engaging this regime is to no avail. It will not bring the desired results. What we are trying to highlight is that when foreign countries, United States, Europe, trying to deal with this regime, they have to factor in the role of the Iranian people. The overwhelming majority of the Iranian people oppose this regime. You saw in January 2026 when they slaughtered upwards of 30,000 people, according to some estimates. You saw the 2022 uprising, they slaughtered 750. You saw the 2019 uprising, the regime slaughtered 1,500 people, and then you had the 2017 uprising. So the Iranian people, after 47 years of a brutal repressive regime, want democracy. They want a republic form of government where they can exercise their God-given rights of freedom, as we have seen in many countries. I mean, South Africa was under apartheid for many, many years. Unfortunately, with the help of the international community, after long years of wait and procrastination, succeeded under the leadership of the late Nelson Mandela and the African National Congress to achieve its freedom. And so this is, I think, the main message that needs to be sent and the main issue that has to be addressed. I submit to you that as long as this regime remains in power, chaos is going to continue, and threats, nuclear threat, missile threat are going to continue because this regime needs crisis making in order to survive.
All right, before I let you go, Ali Safavi, Israel has also agreed to stop all attacks in Iran for 2 weeks, but has launched attacks on Lebanon, which the Lebanese Prime Minister is accusing Israel of ignoring the ceasefire agreement, saying the ceasefire does not include Lebanon. I think Trump also said something like that. But Pakistan, who is behind these negotiations, is saying it does. So the question is, why does Israel continue to act? Do you think Israel continues to act unilaterally while the world and the UN remains mum?
But as I say, my concern or our concern about as Iranians is Iran as to what Israel does or does not. I'm not here to speak to that. Is the issue that the international community must take up and deal with it as they deem appropriate. What we are saying is that the Middle East was not like the way it is back in 1979. We, of course, were heavily involved in the opposition to the Shah's regime, which was also a corrupt dictatorial regime. But I think we are here now at this stage is because of what the regime in Tehran has done. Right? And I'll be frank, even the Palestinian issue, the Iranian regime has exploited the Palestinian issue to further its own cause. It has been the biggest enemy of peace in the Middle East. And quite frankly, if you have a democratic government in power in Iran, I am sure that the rights of Palestinians would have been recognized a long time ago.
Thank you so much, Ali Safavi, for your interesting discussion with me on the world here on Horizon News.
Since last week, you signed the register. Exactly. But the president's own was bring them to the airport. Let me address them at the airport, and I quickly run away. You see, no empathy.
Yes. In a violent conflict like this, I think this one escaped. You are ready. Nobody expected it. It just happened. But just right from decades ago, 3-4 decades ago, has always been the center of this kind of conflict. It's a communal conflict between Muslims and Christians, and that's what happened.
So it's been several days again since this incident occurred. How many arrests so far have been made?
I cannot speak on that because I don't have that information yet. But I mean, it's going to
advisor, who would have that information? Your advisor to the president. So can you say that no arrests have been made so far?
I said I don't have that specific information now. What I know is that the security people are swarming the place. The president will give them a direct order to go there and arrest the troublemakers.
The president made a promise in that brief meeting at the airport with residents that this will never happen again. How can he make that promise? On what grounds was he making that promise?
With what has happened there, nobody knows that it has to put many boots on the ground. He has to increase the intelligence in that zone to ensure that we don't have such conflict anymore.
So why should the people believe him? Because previous promises have been made and the attacks still happen.
What is a promise? He has not made such promise before. He's making it to the people of Jos. They're going to do everything possible to ensure that they have a repeat of what happened on Sunday.
Well,
I don't even know how they always get this advice. I think even the man himself does not kick you. It's not that just.
No, you see, you know, when I speak here sometimes, people say, Esther, you're defending APC government. I said that the people who surround the president are the death of the president. I cannot understand how you call terrorists troublemakers. I cannot understand how you're coming for an interview and you knew what you're coming for an interview for, and you can't say if they've made any arrests. Even you, people, you've seen the arrests they've made so far, and you can't tell if they've made any arrests. Are you seeing the incompetence and the inadequacy of the spokespersons? That is the unfortunate thing I have been talking about. They cannot communicate the administration they serve. You are the president's special advisor and you're lacking in depth on what is going on around the principle. You're literally the spokesperson of the president. Bayo Onanoga is the one that always tweets the response of the president, and you had an opportunity to speak for the president. You could not portray that appropriately. So what are we saying?
The president made that promise and never made promise.
Can you just imagine that?
That thing will not happen again. When did it invent? No, even 3 days after. It was not 3 days after, sir. It was 2 days after. There was another attack. But after the investment, of that. And look at the minister of defense have been sent there, chief of army staff and all many boots on ground. What does that mean? Are we talking about the president went on a condolence visit, and the president could not get to where the matter happened. We are talking
and this
about
is the second time it's happening. Yeah, the first one was in Benue. After he was compelled to go, he didn't go there to actually feel the people.
I remember the president went to Jos after 4 days. This matter happened after 4 days. So going there to say the president was quick. That's the language he used. Was quick. After 6 o'clock, the airport. They are the one that appointed the minister for aviation. He was also the one that renamed that airport to Yakub Gowon Airport.
Or is the governor not an
So if you rename an airport and you don't know the facility that an airport is supposed to carry, and your minister is the minister for aviation, cannot say, okay, my president is going to so place next week or whatever, 2 days from now. Let's quickly come up with an emergency, whatever, lighting. Is it rocket science? So he now got there, he wants to use buses to ferry people who are mourning. Remember, condolence is what we call it, not Thanksgiving service. That you visit a venue and say, okay, this is where we're going to be for Thanksgiving service. But you are going to pay condolence. When you are paying condolence, you are visiting the people who are aggrieved. If a register is opened for condolence visitors, if you know when you get to the scene, you sign the register.
Exactly.
But the president's own was bring them to the airport, let me address them at the airport, and I quickly run away. You see, no empathy. You are not really concerned.
And then you even implicated the intelligence agency by saying that they missed it. That they missed this one.
Which means the intelligence
so in other incidents that have happened, they had the intelligence, but they did not attend to it. You know, you admitted. But at this one, they did not.
That shows that the intelligence apparatus is porous. And you are talking about the president when they're quick. You are even the people that are killed. There's no quick about the development of the human being. The human being stays 9 months in the womb before it's born to life. Then you take care of that person till it gets to a level that it has now become slaughter ground for service. Let's put it as terrorists. Those people that are grieving, that woman that lost her home.
Do you see her in that video?
All of them will now pack themselves.
Yes, now.
Will not take them.
Yes, they did. And they gave them tags. Did you see the videos? The woman was just there. She was like, why am I even here?
Like the Thanksgiving service.
Yes, and then he shook hands with them. They brought them there. They brought them to the airport. They put them in the hall. That's what they did. You watch it? This is
those people that are grieving, that I blame, why will you come and add to their sorrow in that manner? So you told them, I can't that saying this, there is no light, I need to go back to work. And you want to tell the people your itinerary, that you are in here. They said there's nothing I can tell you except to console you and then say that it will not happen again. I don't know why we have got to this level that we don't even value human beings. Human beings are not valued in this nation. Just you want to add to the sorrow of those people that are grieving their loved ones.
It is well.
So somebody who has a broken leg, you just with a POP, you just manage it. While we are crouching, especially at the president, visiting the hospital where the wounded ones are, and go and at least encourage them. Look at since the Iran war happened, every soldier that is killed in Iran war by an American soldier that is killed, Trump will go to the airport to go and even salute. You see, you have to the airport. That's how you value those people that are doing the job for them. You go to the airport to go and receive them. But here in Nigeria, do you know how many Nigerian soldiers that are killed every day? Is the number? Do we even hear the number? It's terrible.
I don't know what to say. I'm not saying I lack the words, but the words I want to say are not broadcast appropriate. So let me swallow them and let's continue with the conversation this evening. Interesting times ahead, and we should actually expect all of this. Some persons will say this is a political season, so all of these anomalies are expected. But one would expect that the government of the day will focus heavily on governance, even if they will have their section, preparing for the elections in 2027.
This is even supposed to be a scorecard era.
Exactly.
Yes, they should be telling us what they have done with our money, with our resources, and even the manifesto they told us that we're going in 2023 they were coming to. So what they have done so far, this is supposed to be a scorecard era. Oh, this is why we want you to vote for us again. This is what we have done within these 3 years that we've been in power. But what are we saying? We are saying campaign on top of lack of performance. We are saying campaign on top of it, nothing to show.
So there are talks that Donald Trump will soon focus on Nigeria, and people are saying they don't understand why Donald Trump mentioned Nigeria in his unparalleled situation with Tehran, Israel, and Iran. So Donald Trump accused CNN of broadcasting what he described as a false statement from Iran regarding the ceasefire agreement reached between Washington and Tehran. So Trump alleged that the statement, which was attributed to Iran's Supreme National Security Council, originated from what he described as a fake news site from Nigeria. The ceasefire deal between the US and Iran was announced roughly 2 hours before Trump's earlier deadline, in which he warned that Iran's civilization could face destruction if the conflict escalated, which critics have said Trump is a madman for saying you're going to end entire civilizations, and that all of his statements concerning Christian persecution in Nigeria were false. There are talks that he had ulterior motives and he doesn't care for what would be the repercussion of the war entrenched in Iran. So they'll be calling Trump all sorts of names for making that utterance. So CNN reported earlier that Iran described the ceasefire as a major victory, quoting a statement attributed to the SNSC. According to the statement cited by CNN, Iranian authorities claim that Tehran forced the United States to accept its 10-point proposal as part of the ceasefire arrangement. So reacting on a post on Truth Social, Trump always posts on Truth Social, he rejected the report and accused CNN of not actually verifying that information was wrong. He says the earlier alleged statement put out by CNN World News is a fraud and CNN knows that. He further alleged that the report originated from a Nigerian news outlet, which he described as unreliable. So he says the false statement was linked to a fake news site from Nigeria and, of course, immediately picked up by CNN and blurred out as a legitimate headline. This obviously is what Trump wrote out. So Trump did not name the Nigerian outlets he referred to and provided no evidence to support the claim. But obviously, since what has been happened, social media, specifically Twitter, that is X, there have been different information. There are some persons who are supporting Iran. So they put out quotes, like making it seem like Iran is having an edge over what is going on. And somebody wrote it out like a news item. Obviously, CNN thought it must have been real and uploaded it. Now, there are fears that Trump may now start focusing on Nigerian oil because they need the oil, and obviously after what has happened with Iran. Do you think this makes any sense? Sir, just go ahead to respond.
Esther,
Sir?
That news that Trump is calling fake,
yeah,
even if he emanated from Nigeria, is a fault of the CNN. CNN is too big. Even in this studio, Esther,
yeah,
we can't use such stories.
Exactly.
We must cross-check. What journalism is all about?
Fact checking.
All sides. That's what journalism is. Here from me alone, I go and broadcast. That's not journalism. All sides. So Trump should face CNN. Incidentally, CNN is not even a friend of Trump.
Obviously.
And I invented the bad book again of Trump with this kind of story that because Trump held this war to his chest so much. Anything about this Iran war, he has not been joking with it.
Yeah.
Now, for that kind of story to come out, and that story slided all he has been saying concerning the success of America in that war, he's not happy about it. So CNN should find a way to go and resolve that matter with Trump.
Even if the site, that fake news came from Nigeria, we didn't ask CNN to go and blow it. The owner of that site didn't ask CNN to go and blow it. CNN not to have done it.
But CNN is defending themselves that it's not from Nigeria. They got the reports from Iranian officials and they reported multiple Iranian state media outlets, not Nigeria. So the Trump deliberately mentioned, because normally when you mention or accuse somebody, you put out the excerpts of that particular information. Trump said it was a fake information from Nigeria. So people are saying that Trump deliberately put Nigeria because how? What is the relationship in this whole thing with Nigeria? Especially if CNN is telling you that we didn't get it from any Nigerian outlet. It's the Iranian officials who said that. And they were able to upload all the news Iranian sites that actually quoted what they read out. So where did Nigeria come in?
Esther, before now, Trump has had to ban Nigeria concerning this war. Remember the video that separated?
Yes.
When you put the American flag on the ground and the asked children to stand on it and
yes.
and even the protest. Do you know?
Yes.
All these ones he has them. So now that he has found where to now rope Nigeria into it because of some of these shenanigans that went around when this war began. I mean, let him face Nigeria now. We are talking about oil. The oil is that. Why are we so much talking about this oil? Have you benefited from this oil at this your age? Have I benefited? The oil is in the hands of those ones who are mortgaging our lives. So if America comes and says they are interested in Nigeria oil, so be it. The war is on now. We are buying fuel 1,400. What is our benefit with the oil?
Yes. And remember, do you know what the federal government is doing? They will sell the oil to Dangote at international price. So it has nothing to do. We are not benefiting the oil at all. They are selling to Dangote as if we don't have the oil. Or we don't have oil.
Mr. Elvis, let me ask you, Mr. Lawal, is it possible that the aides of the president, those spokespersons of the president, do not even understand whatever manifesto that the president is all about? Is it possible?
Is there a manifesto? Let's start with that. Is there a manifesto?
There was a manifesto that they wrote on.
But that if I don't provide electricity, don't vote me again. That's a manifesto. Have you forgotten that? It's a manifesto now.
Yeah, not part of it. Here we are.
It's one of those manifestos.
And I will solve insecurity. Here we are.
Yes, and this is one that
I will just to go and do Thanksgiving with those people that
so those are
the reason why I ask is that even some supporters of the government are complaining about the kind of cabinet persons surrounding the president, his spokespersons who cannot adequately convince Nigerians on what the president is doing or what he has done so far or what he's about to do. They don't communicate, they don't appear, aside from other, maybe those two television stations that are supposedly popular, where they're able to sell, the president. Others have said it's because there's nothing to sell, that they haven't done anything to sell. For example, the ministers and the representatives, House of Rep members, and aides of the president have not been able to give a breakdown of most of this funds borrowed by the president and what it was used for, how much it was used for, and the duration of the fund. There have been heavy complaints about lack of defense for all of this, and the only time they're active is when they want to respond to their political opponents. So is it that incompetent persons were placed there, or the president doesn't understand the importance of proper communication of your administration's manifesto?
Can I say something on that?
Okay.
I think the reason is because if one person is making the absolute decision, it is difficult for your subordinate to really understand what you are doing. So those are one of those things.
Is that not supposed to be your core, your core primary responsibility to understand what your principles, objectives are, and your job is to translate, communicate it at every point in time without being told? Because you are invited on an international platform to defend your principle, because most times the reports we get about him in response to issues come from you, and you found it, you were not coherent to actually be convincing in responding to it, where critics are finding loopholes in your responses to that.
Look at
and it happens to be that all the spokespersons in the president cabinet are having the same issue. It's only Sunday Diary whom we've not really had any form of issue with how he responds to
that. Fundamental, and that's what we are saying. That's why I told you that.
Not for Nigerians. That's why I'm telling you
that where Obi found himself, which I said on the 31st of December here when he went to ADC, it's not where Nigeria.
Fine. Greet your guest in the studio.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, we are doing this lamentation of profiling, referring to the past and so on and so forth. But I want us to dwell in the situation we have right now in our hands, where APC does not want opposition to survive.
Mr. Chooks, your network is very poor. Can you hear him, bro? Thank you, ACN. Thank you so much. 08036929933. 08036929933.
Nice to meet Mr. Lawal and Mr. Elvis. Yes, I don't have much to say because you both spoke my mind this night. And Esther, you were talking about this night. I kept you that night before. So, in addition to what you guys discussed so far, there is a saying in Yoruba, and Mr. Lawal probably will understand this easily.
Okay, sir.
That is the exact reason we have the Big Mac, Mitsunamechi, Tambua, and the rest to spearhead.
Because most times the reports we get about him in response to issues come from you, and you found it, you were not coherent to actually be convincing in responding to it, where critics are finding loopholes in your responses to that.
Look at
and it happens to be that all the spokespersons in the president cabinet are having the same issue. It's only Sunday Dare whom we've not really had any form of issue with how he responds to, translating his objectives.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Hey, they are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a different heritage, biased and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of our heroes' blood. Abagana Zobuni wave was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home.